Welcome to another edition. Pedicab Confessions coming to you from the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. Man, it's been a beautiful day, and I am joined by a beautiful and amazing insurance queen, Miss Sarah. This is the fun part.
I know, right? It's on the road to the
This is part of the ride.
This is part of the ride. This is part of the trip. Miss Sarah Pappas, how are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you, Edward. Thank you for inviting me on this pedicab.
Yeah.
I'm always up for an adventure.
You know, that's what this was. I was like, look, everybody's tired of the boring insurance interviews, all right? So, like, let's give them something a little different. Let's add just a touch of danger.
It's like the hot wing challenge.
Yeah, the hot wing challenge, you might actually hurt yourself.
Depending on the time of day, I don't know if this is much different.
Well, it has been good so far. Well, let's start with this. You are legendary within our IMO in the insurance industry. As someone who has led from the front, I've told the story about you paying for a car from one travel trip of production 4 times I can count on both my hands. All right, so like I mean that's like, people know, like Sarah Pappas knows how to produce. You know how to train and teach others how to do the same thing. How did you, like, what were you doing before insurance? How did you get into the insurance industry?
I was not doing insurance.
Yeah, no,
I was not at all.
Like that, I'm waiting for that unicorn to appear, the one who's like, oh yeah, I got out of college, and like, I know that somebody did it.
Maybe. My background is actually, I have a psychology degree. I went into social work right after college. I spent 5 years in full-time ministry.
Okay.
And then I became a mom and wanted to own my own time. That was very important to me. I also had a need to make some income.
Okay.
And I started a few little odd jobs, started selling vitamins.
Okay.
Did some photo booths on the weekends for weddings. This was back before you could do a photo booth on your iPhone.
I mean, technology
we would set up an actual photo booth, and like you get like 12 people in there. It's pretty cool.
Technology is taking away some of these great industries. I didn't realize the photo booth industry is wonderful.
Yes. And then I started doing some consulting and fundraising for some local nonprofits, which I realized I absolutely hated.
Okay.
I love the nonprofits. I just didn't like the work involved in fundraising and hosting all of that. So I quit all 3 of my jobs, took a sabbatical, and decided that I was going to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
Okay.
And here we are.
Landed in insurance. How did you land in insurance?
I want to say I got really clear on what I wanted and what I didn't want. Like during my sabbatical, I did a lot of hot yoga, and I can remember like laying at the end, like in my pools of sweat, just praying, being like, okay, I want to make lots of money. I don't want a boss.
Okay.
I think sales is the key, because I like to help people, so I want to help people. So therefore, if I sell something, I want to sell something that I can believe in.
Makes sense.
I didn't want to have to go find my own clients. I didn't want MLM.
Okay.
Or network marketing. And I didn't want to door knock, cold call, any of that stuff. So I got clear.
So you got very clear on what you're looking. I've had this question. I've asked this question in different ways, and people have given me answers as far as like, when you're looking to get into this industry, what are the kind of questions that you should be asking? And I think like having a list like that, like what you're talking about, where you got very clear what you wanted, and then did you go search for something that matched that, or did it kind of like once you got clear, you know, like, you know, wax on, wax off, you know, student is ready, teacher appears.
Here's the quip, or here's the mantra. When the intention is clear, the answer will appear.
When the intention is clear, the answer will appear.
Yeah.
Look, write it down. Take a minute, write it down. If the intention's not clear, that's what you wonder why you don't have an answer. But all right. So you got clear, insurance presented itself. What was the start like? How long ago was that? What was the start of insurance sales like for you?
That was the summer of 2012.
Okay.
And so the goal was for me to get started when my son went into kindergarten that fall. So I got my insurance license in August of 2012 and got started at a practice company. And learn how to pick up the phone, learn how to call on a lead, learn how to write an application, learn how to help the family. I was actually really horrible
Okay.
when I first got started. And, where I was previously, they didn't have the training and the support that we have here at Symmetry.
Okay.
So.
And now that's why you use that phrase, practice company. No, just not calling them out. Like that's just.
No, I'm very grateful actually for what I learned there.
Where you learned a lot.
I'm grateful for all the people that did pour into me at that company.
Okay.
And that's where I learned how to do what we do. That's why when I found Symmetry, it was like, what? It was like, this Symmetry was like, had all the things. The runway for success, the leadership, the vision, the culture. I didn't even know something like Symmetry existed.
So what was it that started to shift you from, like you said, your words, like in the beginning, you weren't good. You were, on the phone trying to meet with clients. Like, what helped you go from just getting started to actually saying, you know what, I am and can make money doing this?
Well, I believed that I could. I believe that if somebody else can do it, I can do it. Okay. I had done hard things before. And so I think just the determination not to quit and constant, Tony Robbins calls it a constant and never-ending improvement. Constant and never-ending improvement. So you're always learning, you're always growing. I took so many sales courses that first year in the business. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'd get to a client's home and I'd be like, hey, we have 20 carriers, here's 20 options. And they were all like $1 a part. And it was like, I couldn't fathom like why somebody wouldn't just pick one.
I won that one. So you said you invested in sales courses. Like, did your upline invest in those for you? How did you just like pick some sales courses? Like how?
I started my personal growth journey with a library card.
Okay.
And I got books and tapes and CDs for free at the library.
They still exist, by the way. And those same books and tapes and CDs are probably still there, just in case someone's looking for somewhere to check some of that out. Just throw that out as a little quick tip.
I can remember the first big investment that I made in my sales career was actually, it was the Tony Robbins sales system. And I think it was like $250, which was a big freaking deal at the time. It was like $250, but I listened to that thing over and over and over again. And I got better. Better at it.
If you get the value out of it, because that's what like people talk about, like how much these things like that cost.
Yeah.
And then don't actually use it. They don't put them to work. What do you think separates you from others who like? Because there's a lot of people who have bought stuff like that, bought a course, gone to a class, picked up a book, and they never got anything from it. Why
did they read the book?
Why? Okay, so read. And I'm not trying to be pedantic or anything like that on this, but it's like, yes, read, but like if you can read it. And there's people who said, well, I read it, and they still didn't get anything from it.
I don't understand. How do you read a book and not get anything from it? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, all right.
Everything that you ever want to learn in life, it's literally written in a book.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And so how do you put that into actionable steps?
Most sales books and most personal growth books will give you plenty of opportunities to do that, whether it's through processing and journaling what you're learning, or in our case, actually going and visiting with families or putting into practice the things that we're learning. So I like to read. I like books.
Well, and I think one of the things I'm taking from what you said is that like it's the activity part that has to go with doing something like reading or even attending a course or listening to controversial question here. Books on tape. Same as reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
I mean, I know some people.
Totally. It is different. It is different. Like if you listen to a book, you're gonna get something different than if you read it.
Okay.
But I think it's just equally as valuable. Absolutely.
Okay.
And besides, some people actually are auditory learners.
Exactly.
Some people are visual learners. And so I like them both. I like it all.
Well, let's get to some rapid fire questions here. We get at this. Hopefully you guys are all hearing and understanding the level of thought and intention that Sarah has put not only into crafting her business and her business life, but just like how she lives her life. Because I think that's something that is extremely important to anyone who's saying that they want to have success. Like, I don't know anyone who is successful, like anybody who accidentally became successful, say wins the lottery. How often do you hear the story that like, with how long does it take for it all to go?
Who accidentally became successful?
Exactly. I mean, like, but people will try to pretend like that's a thing. Like, I'm just trying to like lay it out. Like, that's not a thing. Like, don't be looking at accidental success. Like, I'm just gonna get lucky. Like, I think some agents think that I'm gonna get lucky. I'm gonna get all the right leads. That they're all gonna just say, like, I really believe that that's the mindset that some people have. I'm gonna get with the right IMO.
Lucky is awesome.
And like, it's gonna, but that's not the way it works.
But luck is a definition of luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So I used to pray. I used to pray to get lucky. I used to go to people's homes and I used to pray that there was a voided check sitting on the table. I literally did. I'd be like, oh my God, please just let there be a voided check on the table like I asked them to. But that maybe happened. It did happen once.
Okay.
I got lucky, but that was preparation meets opportunity.
But you're probably not gonna build a lifestyle off that one getting lucky.
No.
All right. A couple quick questions.
Okay.
All right. What's one thing you wish you did sooner in your business?
This is not a rapid fire question. It's taking me a minute.
Okay.
What's the one thing I wish I did sooner?
Well, it's rapid fire in the sense that it's just one thing, so you can just say the one thing. Sure, it may take some time to think.
I think honestly, I wish I would have got on A-leads a little sooner.
Okay. So
Yeah,
new leads created just for you.
I spent a lot of time on the bonus leads. I had a money mindset. I had a money blueprint mindset. You know, I came to Symmetry, the most I'd ever made in an entire year was $30,000. And I came here and I wanted to make six figures my first year, which I did.
Okay.
But the first few months was difficult because I had a lot to learn about the money thermostat and the money blueprint. And I thought that buying bonus leads was the way to go because they were such great value. I used to be the kind of person that I would only shop the clearance racks. I love to go to the Goodwill. You know, I love to get a deal.
Okay.
And so bonus leads to me were like a great deal. And they still are. But I would have got on A-leads a lot sooner because when I actually did get on A-leads, I was so used to the rejection of the bonus leads that I messed up my A-leads pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah, that could happen. Sometimes you do stay on one path a little bit too long. Let's talk about that. It's like first year you made over six figures. What's your best week and best month in personal production?
My best week was 30,000.
Okay.
My best month was 45,000.
Okay.
Personal production.
What about for your agency? What's the agency on a month? What's the best month?
Best week was like 175. Best month was close to 700.
700,000. Okay. So from a leader standpoint, what's a mindset shift that made you move into that six figures in this industry that every new agent needs to make?
Easy. It goes straight back to that money blueprint. I read a book called Secrets of the Millionaire Minds
Okay.
that really had me address my thoughts on money and becoming wealthy. And see, I always said I want to be wealthy so I could give back to charities and help my family and do all these great, awesome things. But really, at my core, I had some effed up feelings about people with money. and so I still read that book. I read that book once a year. And every year I read that book, I make more money.
Like it. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Might be one to pick it up. I know what you're saying in that sense of like, there's some of us who were taught that if you have money, you couldn't have got it in a good way. Like, you're a bad person if you have a lot of money. And I think some of those things, at least for me, I'm speaking for me on that one, that lingers, and until you can change that mindset around it, it will definitely limit you. What about this one? What's the most underrated skill in sales right now?
I think practice.
Right. I like that one. I haven't heard that one yet. I like that one. How do you keep going when the results aren't showing up yet?
I think it's important to, one of our 4 cornerstones is massive action with constant correction, and finding someone who can give you that constant correction and make those little tweaks, not making big tweaks, but making 2mm adjustments every single week, and practice.
Yeah, I like that practice one. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining me on my little Pedicab Confessional ride. I know it's not conventional,
We
we
should do that again, because that was a really cool ride through Denver.
And what, like we
I like
got
the ride.
Hey, thrills there.
It was a thrill.
we got to see some things. We
thrill.
got to experience a little, a little extra heart rate,
Adrenaline,
a little drilling jumping in. But thank you for being a part of this. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Guys, check Miss Sarah Pappas out. Right below here, we got all her links, bios. We're doing this to make sure that if you're looking for people to help lead you in this industry, these are the kind of people that are out there. You need to just shoot them a DM, shoot them a message. Like, she'll talk to you if you have questions. This one, you do a mentor. Is it monthly?
I do. I coach agency owners.
Okay. But isn't
But
that
I
something you
do,
do for just any agent who wants to learn about
Yes.
Okay.
I do a hot seat coaching.
hot seat coaching?
That is actually open to everybody, anybody who wants to come for hot seat coaching. I do 2 hours. I can usually coach about 8, 9, sometimes 10 people in a 2-hour time frame. If you are brave enough to get into the hot seat, usually there's about 75 people watching or so.
Okay.
And I only coach on the grade 8, the 4 cornerstones of success and 4 keys to a successful week. So we'll keep it in line. We'll give you some tune-ups. If you want to hear what you really need to hear, I'm happy to serve it up.
All right. So if she'll let me, I'll put that link here too. If you want to join one of those hot seat coaching, I'm telling you, from one of the top producers in this industry, it can't get any better. All right. So, guys, continue to watch, continue to follow. We got some more great interviews coming up in this crazy thing that we're calling Pedicab Confessionals.
Love it.
Sarah, appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks. Thank you, Edward. That was fun. Thank you. That was lovely. Very lovely.